Hello everyone, how you all doing? I didn't have a chance to post a video today, so I am posting it now. So I was thinking about this recently. Many of us are at points in our lives where we're still thinking, where are we going? What are we doing? We have decisions to make, career changes, career choices, and much of the time you're indecisive, not sure where you're going. This week's Torah portion is where God tells Abraham, Lech lecha, the famous two words, which means go for yourself. Literally translated or simply translated and understood, most commonly translated as go for yourself, go for your own good. God tells Abraham, if you go, it's going to end up good for you. It's worth your while. But there's another way to translate it, and he's telling him to go to Canaan, the land which will turn into Israel eventually, and you will have many children, many descendants, and they will turn into the Jewish people, which was a great thing. But there's another way to explain that, and that's lech lecha, go to yourself. Lecha can mean for yourself, and it can mean to yourself. Go to yourself and really try to discover who you are, what you're trying to accomplish, where you're trying to go, and really to have a discussion with yourself and be more positive and make more decisions even when it's difficult. There's a story with the Lubavitcher Rebbe when somebody, a rabbi actually, a leading rabbi in the American Jewish community, once asked him, he was not a Chabad follower, but he said to the Rebbe that he had a question. He anonymously called the Rebbe and asked, he had all these questions about belief, faith, and his career. He wasn't sure about career choices that he should make. And the Rebbe said you should ask, he was from Baltimore, and so the Rebbe said to him, you should ask a certain rabbi using his last name, Rabbi so-and-so from Baltimore. And the rabbi hadn't said his name on the phone, so he was very confused. What is he saying? So the rabbi says, no, my name is that name from Baltimore. And so the Rebbe says, well, if that's the case, then maybe you should speak to him. He already knows. He has great ideas. And the lesson that this man learned from the story was that the Rebbe was telling him, he knew that it was him on the phone. How he knew, I don't know. But he knew. And he was telling him, you need to speak to yourself sometimes. You need to have the courage to make decisions that you know are the correct decisions. And many of us are being faced, many of you are being faced at this point with decisions that you need to make, and or will be facing that, or have just faced that. Depends where you are. But the other message of the parasha is that one has to always be going. God doesn't say, first speak to yourself, then think about where you want to go. No, the going has to always be. You always have to be moving. And there's a great story when some college students once wanted to know if they were good Jews, and if Chabad considered them good Jews. And so they asked the Rebbe at the time, they said, what do you consider us? Do you consider us good Jews? We're secular, we don't believe in God, or we don't necessarily believe in God, we're not sure what we believe in. What do you consider us? And so it's an awkward question to be asked, because on the one hand, a traditional rabbi doesn't want to say, yeah, you're fine, you don't believe in anything, you don't practice anything, you don't go to synagogue, you don't go to temple. The last time you did anything was who knows when. So you don't want to say you're good Jews, you're good people, but on the other hand, you don't want to say you're bad Jews, because that's not nice. And it's also maybe not true, maybe they're good people. So the Rebbe said to them like this, Judaism is a ladder, and there are 613 rungs, symbolically, many more rungs. There are so many mitzvahs that you can do, and every rung is one mitzvah more. And so the Rebbe said to them, if there was a person who's on the 612th rung, and another person who's on the second rung, which one is a better Jew? So they said, obviously the one on the 612th rung, because he's on a much higher, he or she is much higher than the person on the second rung. And the Rebbe said, but let's add one variable to the story. The person on the second rung yesterday was on the first rung, and the person on the 613th, on 12th rung was yesterday on 613th. In other words, the person on the higher rung was on a higher level previously. The person on the lowest rung was on even a lower rung previously. And the idea is, which one's the better Jew? At least on some level, definitely the person who's growing, the person who's going. You have to always be going and always be moving and always be building and making and contributing. And we will find our way just by being active and being and constantly looking to get to Eretz Canaan, the land of Canaan, the land of Israel, symbolically and metaphorically what that means, and through appreciating that and understanding that our lives are supposed to be a journey, and that lack of settledness, whatever the word is, the lack of being settled and feeling, oh, I got it, that's an okay state to be in forever, because life is about moving. Your life never, ever gets to just be fully calm for a long period of time. Maybe for small periods of time. But anyway, that's the lesson. I want to wish everyone a great Shabbat and a happy Friday. And I hope to see you all soon. If you're coming for Alumni Weekend, forthcoming, please feel free to drop by. Otherwise, we'll see you sometime soon. Shabbat Shalom. Ari, you want to wave? No? Okay.